I try to think straight thoughts, but I have a delusional mind. My thoughts come and go in various ways, distracted by even the simplest stimuli, the simplest impulses, the simplest thoughts and desires. Today, for instance, I was reading about the anti-immigration policies that have been um, signed into executive order, and I started thinking about authoritarianism and right-wing politics, and I found the liberal elite in Washington. I tried to think about what all of this meant, and I realized that I wasn't able to come to any satisfactory conclusion. Often this is unfortunately how my mind works. I'm unable to find the conclusions that I seek, even though I try to reach those conclusions, and it can be very difficult. You might be wondering in what way I was delusional. That is a valid question. I was delusional in the sense that my thinking was disorganized, in the sense that my conspiracy theories and my paranoia was running rampant and was increased by tenfold. So basically I was asking the question, who can I trust? Who can I talk to? Can I even trust my friends? Can I trust the government? Can I trust myself? And all of these things I was trying to figure out, and it was proving to be very, very difficult, because I realized that I couldn't find stability in these things, in the sense that there was nothing I could trust. The delusions themselves, aside from paranoia, are very difficult to explain, but one of the delusions I could categorize as being in line with paranoia, and that is a very specific ideation, that not only is there no one I can trust, but the universe is inherently hostile towards me and is inherently cruel towards who I am. The universe essentially wants to unravel me. Now, of course, this is unrealistic in many senses, because the universe is not animate so far as we know, and yet I nonetheless see the universe as a diabolical entity trying to destroy me. I don't know where that comes from. And it's even more remarkable that it can happen simply because I'm reading the news and trying to figure out what's true and what's not new. What's true and what's not true. What's actually news and what isn't news. Thinking about the whole fake news narrative and what that implies. If there's any such thing as truth. Or if indeed we live in a post-fact world. A post-truth world. All of these questions worth asking, and all of these ones that I can't necessarily answer. I would say it's difficult to be delusional because right now I'm basically on the edge of mania, and that's a really frustrating feeling to be. Normal feelings of despair, but also delusions, right? Because I'm thinking that somehow in my grandiosity I can make change for myself and I can do something bold, and yet every time I pass people I find myself hurled into the power structure that exists, suppressed by that power structure, and that can be increasingly lonely for me. And so I feel basically as if I'm as frail as Nietzsche, with all of these intense thoughts, but all of these thoughts that have no basis in reality. All of these thoughts that are basically just fantasy. And that can be very hard to uncover and untangle. It can be very hard to understand, but it is nonetheless how my delusions work. And it can be very, very difficult to uncover what these delusions mean. I would close with the final thought, and I would like to close with the final thought, that essentially there are many things I can't understand because I make connections that I don't necessarily know what to do with. And so the best way that I've been able to explain it is to just let myself make the free associations and to make the free ideas link up together the way that Gilles Deleuze might imply, and to not be afraid to make those associations and make those ideas. And I think that's valuable, and I think that's meaningful, because really all I can do as an individual is try to find meaning in my life. And it can be very difficult, but it can also be very worth it. And even though I may be delusional right now, and I may want to write a Facebook post or a poem that starts off with the lines, "I'm delusional and I want to kill myself," I nonetheless don't want to feed into the myths surrounding mental illness and the stigma and stereotypes and make it seem as if I am that, when I know that I am not that, whatever that may be. That I am simply Phoenix, I am simply working my way through imaginative ideas that I hope to bring into reality. This is Phoenix, and thank you.